welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm hoping this is going to be the first upload of 2026, and that is pretty good timing because I wanted to just come on here and talk about my 2026 goals, maybe give you some inspiration, tell you how I break things down, how I do things, and yeah, I just want to yap about it basically. So I guess and I have my notebook so I stay on track, but one of my first clarifications I wanted to make was between my quarterly goals and my yearly goals. So I'm somebody who likes to do quarterly goals. I started this in 2025. I started the year with yearly goals, and then as I took a deep dive into a certain part of the planner community, I realized that quarterly goals are a thing and I can do them. So yeah, this year we're really focusing in on quarterly goals. I do have some yearly goals, and we'll kind of differentiate between the two of those. The big thing this year though, over the whole year, is I have coined this as the year of learning. And I want to say yes to as many learning opportunities as possible. So an example of that would be I'm going to be taking a college class in January, which I'm very nervous about. I haven't been in school in a couple years, almost 3 years, in March of 2026. So yeah, I'm getting off track. But yeah, so my word of the year is learn. That's this past year it was aggressive, and I can get into that another time. But yeah, my word of the year for 2025 was aggressive. My word of the year for 2026 is learning, and you'll kind of see that pop up within my goals and as I talk about them. But I've really been feeling an urge to learn and a want for knowledge and to strengthen my brain. Like I said, I've been out of school for a few years now, and I've been in kind of a standstill about different life paths that I could take. And yeah, I just want to learn and absorb as much as possible for 2026. So that's my word of the year. Getting into the yearly goals, my biggest yearly goal is to get a new job. And right now, my current job is just not aligned with my life. It's not aligned with my values, and it's definitely been weighing me down, especially this past year. I really tried to, I guess, make, oh, what am I looking for? Like, make a difference in my routine at my job, and seek out some new positions within the company. Without exposing which company I work for, I do work for a fast food company, so there isn't a ton of opportunities for growth. And I got this job when I was before I was 21. I had my 21st birthday while I was working this job, and I am now 24. So it's been a few years, and I've had this job, and it's going nowhere, and it just doesn't feel right in my heart anymore. And so I really want a new job that gives me a sense of purpose, because I lack that at my current job. And I'm not looking for like a long-term career this year. I'm not like looking to switch. That would be great. That would be the ideal outcome. But I am looking to switch to something that aligns with my values, aligns with my current life. Oh, and something on the new job is that's not something I'm starting in quarter one. I'm really focusing in on hobbies in quarter one, and so the new job thing is getting put on the back burner a little bit. Another reason I'm pushing it to quarter two is the simple fact that I'm worn out from the holidays, and I knew switching jobs was just not gonna be healthy. Like, if I did all, it was the first Christmas in our new house, and I'm already starting, another college class, or I'm starting a college class, and it felt like a little bit too much. So I'm not doing that. You'll see that in quarter two. But on to another yearly goal. I would like to pay down as much debt as possible, which kind of goes hand in hand with the new job, because I currently am not making as much money as I would like to at my current job, and it is making it hard to pay down debt. And this is Most of it's credit card debt, most of it's my own doing, but some of it's student loan debt, some of it's medical debt, and it's yeah, it's really weighing on me. So I want to pay some of that down in 2026, and I do have a quarter one goal to help me achieve this. I don't have a specific number. In my head, I'm going to be paying all of it off in 2025. So another, no, this one isn't so much a goal as it is a theme in my life for 2026, and it's something that I thought about a lot in 2025, and I have already started this a little bit, but it is the term that I've been seeing around the internet of going analog. And if that's not in your internet circle, basically what that means, or at least what I've picked up from it, is people are having a desire to return to, I guess, like consumption and media of an earlier time. So thinking like the early 2000s, the 90s, even the 80s. People want physical copies of things. People want to be doing activities that are not scrolling on their phone. So for me, the way I implemented this into 2025 was I cut my screen time down drastically. Something I noticed was my daughter would go to bed and I would have some free time, and then I would just sit on my phone and scroll, and I would, get upset at the things that I saw, or it didn't feel valuable to me. And so I just decided like that wasn't how I wanted to spend the little free time that I had with a very, very young child. So I got rid of TikTok. I cut down my screen time to under 2 hours a day. I have like timers set for other social medias on my phone. I would say the only one that I don't put a limit on is YouTube. I love YouTube. I think if I ever decide to get rid or cut back, that's going to be difficult, but I'm not doing that yet. So yeah, 2025 kind of got the ball rolling for the analog thing, and I felt a pull towards that a lot this year. So the point for me for going analog in relation to the media that I'm consuming is consuming with more intent. And I have already been doing that a little bit. I try not to just, some days I want to just lay in bed and watch YouTube videos all day. I don't get to do that because I have a toddler, but also, like, during her naps, I don't want to just always be laying there watching YouTube videos. So, if I see something I want to watch, I'll add it to my watch later, or I'll be like, ooh, I really want to watch that. So I'm going to plan to sit down tonight on the couch and, sorry, I was looking at my TV, put it on the TV and like just be intentional and be with that video and soak it in basically. Or I did like a whole thing for my birthday week this year. So I intentionally had some movies that I wanted to sit and watch, at night. Or I had a list of Christmas movies this year that I wanted to watch instead of just, watching whatever was on the streaming services. So yeah, and then I guess the second part of the watching with intent is the reflection piece for me. So I guess I'm not, this part isn't me going completely analog, but I guess the term has inspired me even further to be more intentional and to reflect. So like yesterday I listened to a new album and I wrote it down in my media consumed part in my planner. And so now when I start my media journal, which is something we'll get to later, I can reflect on that and be like, did I like this? If I did, what did I like? If I didn't, what did I not like? Things like that. And I can have some fun with it. I'm gonna do some ratings. Maybe at the end of the year I can see which album I like the best, which movie, which song. I like to make playlists. I wanted to put, that in the media journal. Even like art that I find, quotes, poems, like I want to have somewhere where I can reflect on the media that I consume that I either really don't like or that I consume and feel like a linger afterwards. To give you an example, I watched Caroline Winkler's house tour, and I'm still thinking about that video like weeks later. I was super inspired by that video, and so that's something that would that I would want to reflect on. Why did I love it so much, basically? To sum it up, after that long ramble. Um, and then I wrote down spending less time on my phone in transition areas. And this is something that's hard. And I remember going to a quinceanera when I was young, when I was about to be a freshman in high school, or maybe I was already a freshman. I don't know. And I remember sitting at the table and being on my phone because I didn't really know anybody, and I was there for like a friend, and so, I'm on my phone. And I remember thinking to myself, what would I do if I didn't have my phone? And I'm like, the thought, like 14-year-old me thinking about just sitting there in silence and like people watching is terrifying, or was terrifying. But now that I've cut out screen time a lot in my personal life, I'm starting to feel the complete opposite when I'm out in public than what I did 10 years ago. So, but I still like to do things with my hands. I still like to be entertained. I don't always want to just sit there in silence or just stare at a wall. So I started carrying around a backpack with me, and I think this has been especially important at work because instead of just, work is stressful. Instead of just scrolling on Instagram and getting more stressed out or having like more stimulation and just being overstimulated, I've been carrying my little transition area analog backpack with me. So in that backpack I have like a book, my planner, my pens, my headphones if I do want to watch or listen to something, a crochet project, just things that I could do that aren't scrolling on my phone, basically. Something to be more intentional with. And yes, of course, I still do scroll on my phone sometimes when I'm at the dentist or whatever, at work, waiting for my pickup at a store. I definitely still scroll my phone, but just having the option to read a book or to do a crochet project has been really nice. And I'm gonna continue that, and I really wanna dig deeper into this going analog thing because it's something that's been in my heart for the past year. Okay, I feel like I talked way too long about the analog thing, so hopefully you're still here. But moving past yearly goals and moving on to quarterly goals, which is really the main meat of my year, I feel like. And I'm feeling really excited about like future quarters, and I'm feeling really excited about this one. So we'll obviously talk about that first. So to kind of go back to the debt, my first goal for quarter one is to pay off my smallest debt. I would like to I would like to pay off more than my smallest debt because my smallest debt isn't a crazy amount. And so I'm hoping that paying off my smallest debt will get this ball rolling, and I can theoretically pay off like quadruple of the goal that I set. And if I'm being honest, like the debt causes me a lot of anxiety. Like I get paid and I'm like, oh, I have some bills, groceries, all the stuff that I have to pay that gets taken care of, and then I'm like, oh, I have some extra money, but then I don't because I'm paying off debt. Sorry if you can hear my ice machine. It always freaks my daughter and my cat out, so hopefully it's not freaking you out. But yeah, it causes a lot of anxiety, and so it's something that I wanted to free myself up. This is something that I wanted to free myself of this year, and I'm gonna start by just starting teeny tiny. So that one's pretty easy. That will just be like a check box that hopefully I can check off in the next month, ideally. Goal number 2 for the quarter is to make my daughter's baby book. This has been on my project list for a long time. She turned 18 months in November. I think November. She's almost 2. So it's been a while. I pretty much have wanted to start the baby book since I was pregnant, and I was taking progress pictures of my bump, and I was keeping little mementos and stuff. But we've moved a lot since she's been born. We moved into an apartment with my parents, and then we all moved into a house, and then we moved into our own house a little bit later. And so there's been a lot of moving. I haven't had a desk in years to even do a scrapbook. So yeah, it's been on my list for a long time. I want to get it done. I want to have fun while I do it, obviously, but it is something that I feel is important. Um, it's funny because I have a baby book. My mom made a baby book for me, and my brothers do not have a baby book, and they're kind of salty about it. And so I don't want my daughter to grow up and be upset with me that she doesn't have a baby book. So yes, this child and hopefully future children will have complete, beautiful baby books. And this is the first one. It's also really important for me to memory keep. Like, as a mom, I want to have a concrete book that I can flip through and be like, oh, this is when you were a newborn, and oh, this was your first birthday party, your first Christmas, oh, all that good stuff. So it's also just like a good prompt for a creative project. Like, I don't really have to think about anything. It's just like put picture of baby in book and make it cute. Easy. So at the end of January, I will start this baby book, and it's gonna be great. Okay, moving on to goal number 3. Goal number 3 is very relevant to what we're doing now, and goal number 3 is to upload a weekly YouTube video. I'm using this as like a nudge to the universe. It's like, maybe this could be what I do for a job. Obviously, I am hoping that that could be realistic by the end of the quarter. I don't really know what I'm doing though. I'm kind of winging this. Again, I'm learning. It's the year of learning. So we'll see. But I just kind of wanted to give this a test run, do a weekly upload in quarter 1, feel it out, see where I need to improve, see which things are piquing my interest. And yeah, I have a lot to say, if you can't tell by the video that's been happening so far. And I'm just tired of like writing it in my notes app, and I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and I just have second guessed myself or been overthinking about like what my niche should be or whatever buzzword crap. I just want to make YouTube videos, and so that's what I'm gonna do. And that was my second note, is this is something that I wanted to do. But something I did write down that I think is important to goal setting is I didn't really have any structure before. Like, I didn't have a schedule, I didn't have a plan. I would just be like, well, I wanna make videos, and then I would try to do it like all in one day. And that's not helpful. So we're trying again in my grown age of 24 instead of, 18-year-old me being like, I'm just gonna make YouTube videos. All right, moving on to goal number 4, which is my last goal for the quarter. And this is kind of tying back to the analog thing. I want to make 3 media journal spreads. I don't have the notebook yet. We're currently in week one of cycle 1 of quarter 1. So I'm going to link a YouTube video down below if you're interested in the quarterly planning, because this is not my idea. I got this idea from Jessie Corinne. She's amazing. She's like a planner god. As soon as she uploads a video, I'm there. So I'll link a video of hers below. She'll probably explain the quarterly, cyclic, weekly thing better. But basically, to cut it short, that was one of my tasks for the week, was to just buy the notebook. So we're doing that, and I'm going to make, I have to imagine I'll make more than 3, but I do have like a loose schedule of, consume media number 1 by this date, document it by this date, but we'll see. I'm hoping I can make more, but I'm kind of jam-packed for the quarter. I wish I had more goals that I had time for, but we're already doing a lot. So like I said, this ties into the analog and / intention theme. I'm hoping to form a media journal habit. Oh, this is cute. Oh wait, this isn't the last goal. Sorry, there's one more next to it. I can't believe I forgot about that. That's kind of sad, but And I want to document the things that I love. Kind of goes back to the memory keeping thing and the reflection of it all. Like, I, yeah, I want to remember the things I love, and I want to remember why I love them. I love a good reference. I like a good, like to reference things. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some things up on the channel about the media journal, and maybe like do some journal with me's and things. The actual last goal is to paint one room in my house. So this is for a few reasons. One, money. Like, we don't have the money to just be like, let's paint the whole house. And that's also ridiculous. I don't have the time to paint more than one room, I'd have to imagine. And three, I'm terrified to do anything in this house. This house is over 100 years old, and I love this house so much, and I'm so scared to like just do it bad, I guess. Like, I'm feeling a lot of pressure to get it right the first time, but I'm also trying to remind myself that we chose this house because we felt like it was going to be able to grow with us, and it also doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can paint over it. I can replace things. I can move things around. So yeah, I don't know what all the pressure that I'm putting on myself is about. We've been living in this house for 6 months, coming up in like a week. So I'm definitely feeling a call to start putting some cosmetic touches in here, some personal touches in here. I mean, as you can see, this is a very like boring beige scene, and my brown sweatshirt doesn't really do this statement that I'm about to say justice, but I do love color, and I love living in color, and I love texture and patterns and contrast, even though I'm like the grayest person right now. But yeah, I am really excited to put some personal touches on this house. So yeah, that's all for my quarterly goals. It's all for my yearly goals. I hope this was inspiring. I hope you at least got to put me on in the background while you did something important. I would love to hear about your goals, whether it's quarterly, yearly, 5, 10 years from now. I would love to hear what's going on with you guys. I'm feeling super excited about all my goals. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. I'm already jumping ahead to like June and things that I want to do for the summer, and things that I maybe want to do next quarter. And I've been making a zine of my intentions for 2026 too, and I have like all the things that I want to learn, and I'm feeling very inspired by 2026. 2025, she wasn't super, she didn't coddle me very much. She really took me through the ringer. I don't want to say she was mean to me, because I have a lot of blessings that came out of 2025, but she was not soft. So yeah, can't wait to see everything I create. Can't wait to see everything I learn. I'm excited to take you guys on the journey with me, like super excited. So remember to like the video if you enjoyed me, comment your goals, subscribe if you want to stick around for the weekly videos that are coming up, and definitely quarter one and hopefully more. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.